Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedo, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus was teaching in a synagogue on the Sabbath, and a woman was there who for 18 years had been crippled by a spirit. She was bent over completely, incapable of standing erect. When Jesus saw her, he called her and said, "Woman, you are set free of your infirmity." And he laid hands on her, and she stood up at once straight and glorified God. But the leader of the synagogue, indignant that Jesus had cured on the Sabbath, said to the crowd in reply, "There are 6 days when work should be done. Come on these days to be cured, not on the Sabbath day." And the Lord said to him in reply, "Hypocrites, does not each one of you on the Sabbath untie his ox or his ass from the manger and lead it out for watering? This daughter of Abraham, whom Satan had bound for 18 years now, ought she not to have been set free on the Sabbath day from this bondage?" And when he said this, all his adversaries were humiliated. And on the whole, crowd rejoiced at all the splendid deeds that had been done by him. The Gospel of the Lord.
Oftentimes we are told to be nice, you know what I mean? To be good. Just like we heard this morning from the letter of St. Paul to the Ephesians, be kind to one another. And we want to be good too to other people. And we expect other people to be nice and kind. But sometimes we don't get it. It doesn't happen that way. People are not so nice to us. Or we see some people out there not acting so nicely to people, not so kind to people. So what's wrong? And sometimes we are challenged too. Do we have to keep being nice, being good, being kind, when other people are not? We come to the church, we hear that. But sometimes we go to some places, we do not hear such nice words. So what's the challenge? What is changing? Why, why the disparity? Today, Jesus Christ has to confront something that we do confront from time to time. And this was in the church. It was in the synagogue, you know. And he did a nice job that everyone should be clapping for him. He healed a woman. He said, he called that woman daughter of Eve. I was touched when I read that. This daughter of Eve, you know. So he healed the woman who has been bent over for 18 years. And when Jesus Christ was healing this woman, he cast that as special, like the evil spirit caused that. You know what I mean? That the bent over was caused by the evil spirit, was being tormented by evil spirit. And that tells me a kind of powerlessness that we experience in our life. So sometimes we wonder, why are people not good? We wonder, why do we not be good as we would do? It's a kind of powerlessness that we experience in our life that sometimes we just brush off. It's nothing. But today, Jesus' word challenged me to think that most of the behaviors we see outside is because of human powerlessness, human limitations. St. Paul put it in another way, in another text. He says, "The good I want to do, I do not. but the evil I do not want to do comes to me. And so with that, I begin to think, what shall we do? Then we should have to look on to one who is goodness. Let us learn from Jesus Christ, who, in spite of the challenges he faced in his ministry, in his mission, he was steadfast. He stood his ground. He never changed. He never wanted to be like someone else. He wanted to be who he was, and he maintained it. Child of God, Son of God. And so today's psalm says, behave. That's my challenge. Behave like children of God. Period. And so we see people not being nice. You do not know whose child he or they are. You are a child of God. You don't need to imitate them. You have to behave like children of God. And St. Paul says, imitate God. So how can we imitate God? But we go around imitating people. We go around imitating some figures, We go around trying to be like someone else. But God said, be who you are. You are a child of God. Even when you are challenged, behave like God's their own children. Very amazing. Very lovely. And so, in conclusion, let us put it this way. Spiritual goodness, when we look at God, God is all good, all merciful. And we look at Jesus Christ, all good, all merciful. Supernatural or spiritual goodness impels us or heightens our human goodness. So we look unto God, we look unto Jesus, not unto human beings. No matter how powerful, no matter how great, how famous they may be. Sometimes we imitate people and we want to be like them. But God says, behave like me, like God, God's children. Behave like Christ. Do not behave like that other guy. You want to be tough. You want to be, no. Behave like God's children. Mercy of God always inform our actions and the speeches. God bless you.
Regina Celi, letare, alleluia, qui atque